This episode is powered by Vernal. This is it, my content creation desk setup, and this is where I spend most of my time when I'm not traveling or filming client work, and I do some gaming in here as well, but for the most part, this is my filming, scripting, and editing workspace. Now, it is minimal, but it also has some stuff that's personalized to me, and this space makes me get an idea out and produce a video in a day or two without any friction. Now, I'll try to be brief but precise to everything in this setup, so let's get started. So number one is the main desk setup. This is my creative desk setup built around the Vernal solid wood walnut color, and this is a standing desk. I've been wanting to have something that looks natural on camera, but also holds up through long editing days, so I can edit sitting down or standing up whenever I need it. Overall, the standing desk checks all the boxes for my content creation and professional work. The texture and finish on this solid wood top feel premium, and it's got that natural matte look that fits perfectly in a creative space. And Vernal actually offers a ton of size and color options from 120 centimeters up to 200 centimeters, and even have 7 color variations, including these really nice laminated finishes you can see on their website. Note that Vernal regularly updates their inventory and will have stock available soon. Assembly was surprisingly simple. All the accessories come with pre-installed hardware, so everything just fits together smoothly. Think IKEA easy, but higher quality. Some of the packaging is big enough that it helps to have 2 people, but if you are fit, you can get it done solo like I did. The build feels solid, and you can tell that there's a reinforced horizontal structure here. Even at standing height, there's almost zero wobble, and that's thanks to the upgraded frame design and the minimal gap between columns. They've also redesigned the keypad so it fits snugly along the edge to prevent accidental bumps. And you get 3 height presets plus a child lock and adjustable height limits. Cable management is easily one of my favorite parts with this standing desk. You get 2 trays included right out of the box, and you don't need to have extra purchases, so you can keep everything neat and tidy. So it handles everything I throw on it, up to 160 kilograms of weight, which is plenty even for camera rigs or a dual monitor setup. So yeah, that's the base of my entire creative setup. Clean, stable, and aesthetic, exactly what I need for content creation and long editing days for professional client work. Prices start at $429, and all the links are in the description down below, and you can use the discount code YTVT to get an extra 6% off plus $70 on the classic sets. Great time to get one if you are wanting to upgrade your desk setup. Now, my computer. This is still my main workhorse, the MacBook Pro M1 Pro. And I've had this since it came out, and I haven't had any issues with it unless it's heavy on effects on DaVinci Resolve, and I just use proxy or like a lower resolution playback. It handles 4K timelines, DaVinci Resolve, Lightroom, and everything I need for any of my content. Now, what I love is the balance. It's powerful enough for kind of heavy post work, but also portable enough to take on set or while traveling. And I'll usually dock this to my desk for editing, but when I'm shooting on location or traveling, it's my go-to machine. I've been really tempted to get the newer M4 machines, but this still runs smoothly, so until it gives me a reason to upgrade, I'm sticking with it for another, hopefully, few years. If you guys know me, I have 2 home bases. This is the one in Canada, and I usually have an Asus Pro Art monitor. It was a 24-inch, but I had to switch it up for something larger to get a little bit more workspace. This is just a 29-inch LG monitor I got from Marketplace, and I traded it for an anamorphic lens, like a cheap anamorphic lens, and it worked out. You can even calibrate this if you really want accurate colors, but I'm not using it for color grading. I rely on my MacBook screen for that one since it's a little bit more consistent across all of my devices, but having the extra real estate helps me when I'm editing, scripting, or working on thumbnails. For my keyboard, I have the Logitech MX keys, and these are nice because they're low profile, and I like having the full keyboard with the number pad because it's easier to do bookkeeping and accounting with it. Anything with numbers like numpad is a must for me. And then my mouse really needs an upgrade. This is just a mouse from Walgreens. It's Bluetooth, that is cheap, and I don't really need a fancy mouse, but this one is actually about to die because of the battery. it doesn't really hold much charge anymore, so I might replace it soon with the Logitech vertical mouse. Another peripheral that I have is this Toolbox Elite Plus, and this is another new addition, and this one is basically your editing controller. This makes my editing and color grading way faster and more efficient, and it basically has all my shortcuts, and I can also precisely color grade with the Toolbox Elite Plus because it has the dials and wheels, and I do have a full video about this if you are interested, and I think it's worth it if you're a big video editor. Audio is one of those things that it's easy to overlook until you hear that it's bad. So I've kept it simple but solid. I'm running a Universal Audio Volt 2 paired with the Logitech Blue Sona. Now, the Volt 2 preamps are clean, low noise, and then the Blue Sona has a really balanced tone that works well for my voice. I don't really like overprocessing my audio in post, so these two give me the sound that I basically need, that is ready to go, and it's straight out of the mic. And if I'm traveling, I usually rely on the Rode Wireless Pro with a lav, or just here on my hat to get that clear audio. For audio editing, at least for playback, I don't have any studio monitors, so I don't really do anything special. I just use the regular wired Apple earphones, as I don't really need to do precise audio work. But for me, the Apple earphones that come with the older iPhones, those are good enough for, you know, social media content. For my chair, I went with Vernal's Ergonomic S series to keep everything cohesive. It's comfortable, supports proper posture, and if you're sitting for 6 to 8 hours editing, you'll really feel the difference. The mesh back keeps it cool, and I overeat quite easily, especially on hotter days, and it fits the visual tone of the setup really nicely. I just got these, but it's way better than my previous IKEA desk chairs and some ergonomic chair from Amazon that I got for $150. Okay, let's talk about lighting. And my lighting for this desk setup is quite straightforward. I'm using one Nanlite Forza 60 with a 90cm Godox softbox as my key light. And for the background, I'm using a Surrey projector to add some kind of texture on the wall, kind of just spice things up. And yes, there's a Stormtrooper lamp in the back. It's just for fun, adds a little bit of personality and contrast when filming. Currently in this setup, I do have a lot of Grace's collection in the back because we are currently in Taiwan. My original desk setup is in Canada, so when we go back, you guys see that, and then when we're here, this is her collection. But basically, I do have the same lighting setup here. Even with this minimal lighting, it gives me enough flexibility to shoot small products like lenses, cameras, or phones right here without needing to move to a bigger studio. I can't forget my recent addition as well, and this is a great budget setup for a NAS. It's the Ugreen DH4300 Plus, and I recently made a dedicated video all about it. And with this, I have actually canceled my Google Drive subscription because it's way too expensive for a 10 terabyte storage. Now, I have backups of backups, but this NAS is my main file hub. And like I said, I'm in Taipei right now, and I can access my files from here without any issues. Again, it's just like my own Google Drive server. Now, this whole setup with a 16 terabyte is about $500 to $700, depending on the drives and maybe potential sales. But like I said, it's worth it because I don't need to pay monthly subscription for Google Drive anymore. And it's more money in my pocket. I think in terms of the math, after a year and a half, I start getting my return on investment. And in that, I don't have to pay monthly subscription with the Ugreen NAS. So everything you see on my desk setup was built with intention. No clutter, no extra gear that I don't actually use. This space is where I edit, write, shoot, and test products. So it had to stay functional, aesthetic, and low maintenance. If you're thinking about upgrading your setup, all the links are down below, including the Vernal desk and accessories. You can use my discount code YTVT to get an extra 6% off for any Vernal product. And since we're heading into Black Friday season, I'm pretty sure that the rest of my setup will have discounts as well. So keep an eye out on those links. If you have any questions about my desk setup, let me know in comments down below. But until then, I will see you in the next video. Peace.